Drinkchamps interview with Kanye West, step by step. Number one, Kanye is a genius. It was a chess move. He could have chose any other platform, but he knows that Drinkchamps don't edit their videos. They don't edit their videos. They keep it raw and funky. Noriega actually discusses this on 105.1 with Angela Yee, DJ Envy, and Charlamagne the God. They keep it raw. So he knew that. He knew that his last interview got a lot of numbers. So he knew that if he does a second interview and cause all this controversy, there's going to be even more people watching it. And if you look at it before they made it private, it had 2 million views, and I think in less than 48 hours, all right? So everybody was watching it, okay? He knows that they're drinking, they're intoxicated. They're not logical, right? They're not in a logical state at that time. So they had their guards down. That's why if you notice, if you watch the video, he's rambling. He's not rambling about anything. He's just trying to get all of his ideas and his messages out there before they stop him or ask him questions and deter him in another direction. It was a chess move. That's why he chose Drinkchamps than any other platform. Genius. Number two, he's wearing a hat, or Noriega is wearing a 2024 hat, right? He has him wearing a hat. Why? He's hinting at he might be running for president, or he might be helping Donald Trump or the Republican Party on a black platform. So he's showing a hat, and everybody know where he stands with, the party he stands with is the birthday party, the Republican Party. He likes Trump. So that's a clever way to get other black people with the Republican Party by not saying anything, but wearing a hat that says 2024, and everybody knows who he's aligned with. Smart, again. Number three, the White Lives Matter t-shirt. Now, the White Lives Matter t-shirt, basically, I think he talked about it on Tucker Carlson, and his whole thing was to give that factor. We all know that Kanye West liked to give that factor, but also he wanted to show how Black Lives Matter, the organization, is a scam, right? The movement he loves, but the organization is a scam, and he was trying to, play with it. But I don't think that was a good idea, because a lot of people will feel irritated by that, and I don't think it was smart. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was a smart move. But my problem with a lot of these hip-hop radio stations, these journalists, black journalists, you talk about Kanye wearing that White Lives Matter hat, the MAGA hat, but why aren't you blowing up the owners of Black Lives Matter, the organization? How they have all these mansions, all this stuff, and how they raise all this money and never gave $1 to the inner cities of Chicago, Brooklyn, LA, South Central. Like, that's who y'all should be getting at. That's who you should be canceling. Not Ye. Not Ye. But I digress. This is why I love the Jewish community. You talk about their grandmother. You talk about their uncle. And they don't like it, they'll make sure your kids don't eat. That's gangster. And unlike the Jewish community, the black community, we don't stand for nobody but ourselves, right? The black community should actually stand with Kanye West, right? They really should. Now, the problem is, I'm not in those rooms, right? Kanye West might be difficult to work with. And I've heard a lot of things when I was going to my my audio engineering school. People worked with him. A lot of my music teachers who were violinists, audio engineers, they worked with Kanye, and Kanye is like all over the place. So it sounds like he is a difficult person to work with. But he looks like me. He looks like you, right? We need to punish him, not another race. And that's the whole point. If you really look at what Kanye West is talking about in the interview, that is the whole point he's talking about. We don't own anything. That's why Charlamagne the God was so quick to say, y'all should take that video down. And lastly, Kanye West is Marcus Garvey in the flesh. He's a Malcolm X in the flesh. If y'all don't see that, y'all sadly mistaken. Every person that was trying to get their people, their mind, off the slave mentality had to go through a lot of controversy. But in order to get in those positions, right, those gatekeepers have those positions and they don't look like us. To get in those positions, you got to make some noise. You got to be radical, right? In a smart way. Not saying causing harm, but you have to be radical in a certain way in order to get those positions. Now, I think he should apologize to the Jewish community, but a lot of things he was saying, he ain't wrong about. He ain't wrong. That's the reality. But he should have did it in a different way and have them there and have an open conversation and maybe actually encourage more relations versus, discourage relations. So that's my little tidbit on a Drinkchamps interview. Peace.